he's getting it now.
Hey everybody, welcome to Heavy Metal Customs. Today we've got a special little treat for y'all. This is what we would consider a survivor. This is an 87 Pontiac Firebird. Casey's going to pop the hood, but I'm going to grab the camera and give you a look around this thing. For an 87, it is in fantastic shape. Well, first of all, as you notice, the front end's not sagging. Usually these 80s models, they were bad about that. And this car is not beat, not dented up, not scratched up. This is the original paint on this thing. And the car looks fantastic. And check out this interior. Yeah, man. And I'm going to let y'all see that mileage right there. Y'all see that? What is that? 51,469 miles. And guys, that is original mileage on this car. Gentleman who bought this got very lucky when he did. Like I say, what few problems the car has, that's why it's here. We are going to fix it. I mean, this old car just looks fantastic. Under hood, she's clean. Got that tune port going on. Yeah, nobody's chopped it up or done any bad stuff to it. We like seeing that. So the reason it's here, what we're going to do is pull this hood off of here and get her sanded down, get it repainted, and put a new bird on it. And we're going to take this factory spoiler off. This is probably the worst looking part of the car. We have a new spoiler, a fiberglass one to put back on it. And we'll get it painted. When we take this spoiler off, we'll see if there's any damage under here. And if so, we'll repaint that little lid piece there on the hatch. But besides that, this little car looks really sharp. Well, there's your quick glance at her. And like I say, 51,000 miles for an 87. That's just unheard of. This thing must have been sitting in a garage and somebody take very good care of it. So, well, tell you what, enough yapping about it. I know Casey's ready to get to work. We're going to pull it in the third bay and start taking her apart. We'll take the spoiler off first and check that deck lid and see what kind of shape it's in. Well, Casey's taking her apart. These two bolts here came out just fine. These two here, as you can see, did not. They just broke off of everything. You want to go ahead and remove that spoiler and we'll see what we got under there, Casey? Of course, the side clips just broke off. Yeah, you can see everything had a lot of rust in it. I'll grab that. I'll go in there and grab that little broom and dust this off here in a second. But y'all can see what we're going to deal with. Maybe we can vice grip around that and get that bolt out from the inside. And yeah, let me go get the little dustpan. We'll get this cleaned off and see how bad it is. is, as you can tell, he didn't want to paint the whole car. But he said if this needed painted, to paint it. What are you thinking, Casey? Looking pretty good?
It's not bad.
Alright, what I'm doing, guys, I'm taking these original little plastic clippy things out. They're not used in this new style of spoiler. And then we will do a test fit to see if this is going to fit the vehicle correctly. This spoiler, it says, it's got two little metal tabs. It's screwed to the spoiler, and it only uses the front clips. So the front clips, and then two bolts in the back. These are not used in the aftermarket fiberglass spoiler. Alright, here's our fiberglass spoiler. What Casey's doing now is taking the third brake light housing, which this did come with one, but this gentleman said use as many factory parts as we can. So this housing's not broken or anything, so it'll work out just fine. Alright, you ready to test fit?
Yes.
Alright. Let me set the camera down and I'll give you a hand.
Why? It weighs 2 pounds. Get that.
Yeah, but you still need a hand. It looks heavy. I reckon we need to mark where these are going to be. We need to mark where these clips are going to go in so we know where to screw them in. The directions doesn't say anything. All it says is screw them in here. But I mean, you got a section that long, so yeah, we need to get a little bit of measurement and marks going on here. Is the back where it's supposed to be?
Somewhat close.
Alright, let me go grab a marker and stuff and we'll get this stuff measured out. We don't need these for now.
No?
No, just run the bolts through so we can get on alignments over after. We probably want to use them little, guys, this thing comes with some little rubber pads that you can put under here. What I prefer to do is just put a little silicone around there when we permanently bolt it on, because them pads will actually kick it up a shade and you'll have a stupid looking gap under there. So we won't even use them things. Oh lordy, that's about a 1/4 inch off right there, Case.
Yep.
Let's see if we come back here. Guys, this stuff you run into when you're dealing with aftermarket parts. But I mean, sometimes this is all you can get is aftermarket parts. But we'll make it work, no problem. Alright guys, we're going to swap this out and see if that makes any difference. Let's try it again. Yep, this hole over here will not line up. So what we're going to do is just elongate these holes a little bit. And that way we can get it to where the bolt goes in straight like it's supposed to. needed to be screwed in. Let me grab one so we see what we got. And this is what I'm talking about, these little clips right here. They just go up in there and screw up in there and then clip down in it.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's that. They just screw in there with a self-tapping screw. Like I say, I wish, why didn't they just send 2 more tabs for each side to make sure it's securely clicked in?
I don't know, don't ask me.
That's cheap. It's cheap. Alright, now, test fit number 723. Here we go again. Casey went ahead and got the original third brake light put back in there. I think it'll work a lot better. Alright, I'm in my click. You ready to click?
Slide?
Okay.
Didn't slide very far.
Didn't slide as far as I thought, so.
How far off are we? I actually don't look that far off.
I thought they would slide all the way through like the
I thought
other.
they would too, but they don't. They stop right there.
They come to a stupid stop. They're not even liking that good.
Oh, look how high it is too.
Oh, that's unacceptable.
That's how it's made to go on, I guess.
No, that's stupid. Let me show y'all this. As you can see, the metal clip's in there. Well, the camera went crazy on me, man. Okay, see that metal clip? It's in there. There's got to be something not right. I read the directions, but that right there is just not going to fly with us. Alright guys, so here's where we're at. Like I said, we decided to use the original clips. That'll bring it down there, and it'll have 3 in there. So as you can see, got these bad boys in there, gluing up. In case you got some of this plastic weld, quick setting epoxy. So we weld plastic with that stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, why not? And it's from some JB guy. We don't know him. But I think this will work. We're actually going to let that sit overnight and cure before we try it. In the meantime, we'll snatch that hood off. Yeah, ma'am. So, we're working on the hood right now. We've got almost everything disassembled. Oh look, Casey's truck. He got new tires the other day. Ain't that awesome? Yeah, man. Alright, back to work. We got everything under the hood disassembled. We got them out. Them just snap out. I did come through and take some measurements of the bird. Basically measured from here to here. Drew the bird out, just pieces of it on a piece of paper. Got the 2 measurements here. Got the measurement from here to the edge. From the tip to the edge. So, that's got all of our measurements. That way we can get our bird back where it's supposed to be. Let me give y'all a quick break and give you just a little bit of bonus footage here of something new that we purchased. This DeWalt is what we were using. Now, there's nothing wrong with this compressor. It still works fine. Thing about it, this was not keeping up with both of us sanding or maybe using the sandblaster or something like that. We were going to run this thing to death and break it. So we went ahead and got us an aerosol ran. Yeah, check that monster out. That's an 80-gallon 7.5 horse. This is a big block, guys. Alright, that's a Coyote motor sitting on there.
That is not a big block.
It is a big block.
No, it's not.
It's not a Hemi.
As much as you wish.
But
hey, when you get done, turn it on for me.
that is a monster compressor. And this will keep up with all the sanding and body work. Now, I'm going to go ahead and crank this thing up in case he wants to get doing some sanding. Love the big box over here. Oh, it's still got 150 in it. You're good, Case. Kick it.
Yeah.
Well, look at that. Y'all seeing what I'm saying? They are gone. Casey put forth initiative and drive. And he come up with a cool trick. Where's them cool pliers?
On top of the grill.
Alright, see these pliers out here? Come out of some of my daddy's tools from back in the day, God bless him. Casey was able to go up in there and get the edge of that nut and grab it and spin that bad boy off. That was the trick of the day, and I'm proud of Casey for what he done. But like he says, it'll be a lot better look now that we got them out and we can paint them separate. It's just a more complete job. So, yeah, cool. Well, guys, we're going to shut her down for the day. It's 5 o'clock. And we'll be back out here tomorrow and do some sanding and give that new compressor a run for its money. Well, what we're doing now is trying to get everything sanded down. That spoiler was really rough. I still got to go over that thing with some 400 and get her smoothed out. The little plastic inserts from the old spoiler did not work. So, yeah, I think you can see it. Our holding point, and this out here worked out just perfect. Check that out. Yeah, man. Simple. It'll stay. And we epoxied it in there, so that'll work out just fine. Casey's about got the top of this hood sanded. It has taken a while, but since this thing had the big bird on it, we had to take it plumb down the metal, or remnants of that bird would have showed through. Now on the plastic inserts, you know, just give them a good scuff up. But here's the thing. See all that there? Yeah. That's flaky clear coat. So you got to get all that off of there. That way the primer will hold good and your paint will be good. And you won't have no flaking through. I've got the black grills out. They're out back. We've got them painted. So we're getting on it pretty good. A couple of spots on the car that were bad that he asked us to fix. Of course, that one over there, I'm just using spot putty. I'm going to let that sit up really well. This one over here, just got to sand it off a little bit. There's just like a chip right there. We took a little spot putty to it. Now the troublesome spot was here. There was actually a crack running across here. And to me it looked like just paint crack. So I sanded her down and sanded me a little V groove in that paint crack. And got some spot putty in there. We'll let this sit up and sand it down. Of course, then we'll have to get a little paint and clear in here and try to blend in the best we can. But a little bit of mixed match paint versus a crack, I'll take the little bit of mixed match paint. Besides that, it's still just, you know, the light body work and prep that we're doing. Oh, we got everything sanded down. There's a spoiler. We got her hanging up. We got our spots here ready for primer. Let the fog in lightly on that, and that spot there ready. The rest of the car is covered up. It's not going to get no overspray on it. Got my gun set up. Casey's got the shaker ready for the epoxy primer. Boy, Ken got beat to crap in shipping. Yeah, both of them did. But that's cool. Hey, it'll still shake it. Gun, primer. We've got, like I say, we already got the grills, black grills painted. These are sanded and they've been washed. We just need to wipe them down, run over with a tack rag. Same with them pieces there. Now Casey's cleaned out some buckets. We're fixing to bring the hood up. As you see, it sanded out really well. Yeah, that thing looks real good. We're gonna bring it out here and wash it. And then we'll let it dry and whatnot while we grab a bite of lunch. And then get ready to shoot some primer. And there we have it. We have shot our primer. It laid on that hood fantastic. Very happy with the way that that worked out. That's the gun I use, and I had a 1.7 tip. I never full triggered it, so it worked. Here's all my miscellaneous pieces. They primed it up really nice, and got that fogged in there, as you can see. Fogged in there. There's a spool. Yep, spoiler is spoiled. And we got that spot there fogged in. So, hopefully, that will turn out looking pretty good. What I'm going to do, today's Friday, I'm going to let this stuff sit here over the weekend because we have a little bit of a cool down coming. But Monday is supposed to be back up into the low 70s, which would be great for painting. So we'll come out here Monday, get this stuff outside in the shop. I know I have a couple of little runs on the spoiler that I need to take care of. Besides that, the hood looks perfect. But we'll get all this stuff prepped and ready for paint. All right. I pulled the spoiler out first and looked it over real good. It's all looking pretty good. I had a few sand marks in there that I didn't like. I know, it's primer, but still. I wanted to get them out, and I had a couple of small runs, which sanded out just fine. On the runs, I took some 320 and a block and got them out. Then I took a block and some 400, went over the whole thing. Then took a red Scotch-Brite pad and went over the whole thing again. Now it's time to get that cleaned and put it to the side. It's ready for its second coat of primer. And after that, it should be ready for paint. So let me set this to the side and grab the hood and get to looking it over very closely and get it ready for its second coat of primer as well. All right, and we got her primed. Well, it turned out really well. Yeah, I took my time, got in all the cracks and crevices in there. I mean, if you're going to do it good. And as you can see, I've already disassembled my gun and cleaned it. That's the way to go, guys. Went ahead and got more primer on these spots too. I'll sand all that off tomorrow, as well as this here. I really wanted to do the best job that I could, so take the time and do it. 2 more coats on that spoiler. That fiberglass spoiler is not the straightest thing there is. I'll see after this dries. I'll come back out tomorrow and recheck it. That may need to be block sanded out again. We'll see. But we're going to work towards it and get it as slick as we can. But yeah, that's not looking too bad at all. It is dry enough. We can go ahead and take our tape off. You don't want to wait too long to take your tape off, guys. Because if you do, you're going to have problems. I know it ain't been probably an hour since I shot this, but I don't want that tape grabbing a hold of it when it's dry and peeling it off. And it's really susceptible to do that with paint more than primer. So just keep that in mind. When you're through shooting your paint, you're really not through for the day. You better get that tape off whenever that paint gets fairly tacked up dry. Yeah, but see how good that turned out? Outstanding. Alright, well that primer set up overnight. So I come out here this morning and I grab the spoiler and the hood and lightly sanded it down to get rid of that little bit of roughness of that primer, and done a good clean on it. Same way with the spots on the car. So we're just about ready to paint. I want to get a tack rag run across all of this, and then we'll get the mix in and shooting some paint. Bad thing about it is I got to lay on the floor to get the underside of the hood. I'll be so glad my new paint booth is done, and I'm going to make some nice racks to hold stuff. Just like this, I hate painting something when it's just sitting like this, you know what I mean? But hey, it is what it is. We'll deal with what we got. But yeah, let's tack rag and get to painting. Alright guys, progress has been made. Underside of the hood. Yeah, I had to come back and redo this. I was painting it and water started squirting out of my connection on my air on my paint gun and just ruined it. I had to come back and sand out the water spots and then do some repaint. But it turned out really good. Hoping to may shoot the clear on the bottom of this tomorrow. But that paint lay good. I bought a new gun. I'll show you that here in just a minute. And I'm very happy with it. These turned out really well. I got no issues with none of these parts. Happy with them. It laid down smooth. My issue is the spoiler. And since this is family channel, we'll keep it friendly. I don't know what the deal is with this thing, but it wants to not accept paint well. I mean, I primed it. I think I should have put about 3 coats of primer on this thing, really, in a matter of like an hour, then an hour. Because, I mean, the paint's sticking, don't get me wrong. It's orange peeling like a bee, which we can't have that. But, well, here, I'll show you right here. See that hole? Yeah, I done went through here and fixed a bunch of holes this morning. These holes are appearing in this fiberglass. This did not have any gel coat on it. It just had some light gray primer. So unfortunately, what I'm going to have to do is take this spoiler and sand it back down again. This will make the 3rd time. And I'm going to take the epoxy primer and just lay it to it. I mean, it's just going to have to be put on there thick. And let it sit and soak, because apparently we have a porous finish on this thing and it's not wanting to communicate with us. But we'll deal with that next week. This is going to make me have to go buy more paint now. I believe I got enough paint to go ahead. Once I get the under hood cleared, I'd like to flip it and go ahead and repaint the top of it, because the new gun's going to lay the paint down better and it needs a little more coverage as well. But while all of that's stewing and brewing, what are we doing out here? We have pulled the car over. And we're working on this hatch. This hatch, when you shut it, and I'm not exaggerating guys, it hangs out here. We're trying to get this thing adjusted. Where we fixed and painted in here, it turned out fantastic. Once it gets some clearing out, it'll be fine. Spot over the door, I think once I water sand that, then that's going to look good and get some clear on it. Casey went ahead and put all new seat belts in this car. You know, he just got that accomplished, so that's cool. But yeah, right now, what we're going to do is try to get this adjusted up. But the problem is, this is one of them where you shut it, electric motor grabs it and pulls it down. We're trying to get it adjusted, but it won't adjust or operate without having this piece of plastic in there because of the electrical contacts. And you can't have that pulling that in and out because of the sub box. So we're going to disconnect and get this sub box out of the way. Then we can get in here and work and try to adjust it. We're hoping that adjusts from the bolts underneath, because the ones on the window, we've done tried them, and that one right there, when you go to loosen it, it just seems really tight. And there's no way that I'm going to pop this back window. Not today. But let's get the sub box out and see if we can get this hatch a lot closer than what it is. I'll show you here in a minute where it's at. Alright, got that sub box out. Wrapped it up so nothing to get a hold of it. Now we need this plastique with all the electrodes. The only electrode you need is
That one?
this one. Alright. One electrode. Line it going down. Seals in the way. Okay. Oh, I didn't slide mine in on this side. Okay.
Good?
Yeah, let's put it in now. Guys, these do, especially older cars like this, y'all remember, this plastic is old. Yeah, check these out. Plastic screws.
You used to get when you were a kid.
Yeah, and like the little tool sets.
I wouldn't mind having a little.
Yeah, them things were pretty cool back in the day. Alright, this will be good enough, Casey. I don't think it's going nowhere. It'll get electrical contact, and that's all we wanted. Alright, you gonna put your fingers in there to make sure it works correctly?
Sure.
Y'all hear it, how it works?
Flush here.
Now, let me show you what I'm talking about. Which I'm sure y'all can already see it. See how that one's kicked up? See the difference, how far it's hanging over? On this side. And another one of them stink bugs. God, they're all over the place. Get away. Got a nice car. This one's hanging over some, but not as bad. You want to loosen them bolts in there, Casey, and see if we can go forward, or do you want to take, do you think the electric motor's holding it off? I'll tell you what we're going to do, guys. Pump it again, Casey. Let's undo the electric motor like we was talking about and just take it out of the equation. And then we can just push the trunk, the hatch down and see if that's the issue. This goes to show you something as simple as, hey, adjust this. It's not as simple as what you think. And if you don't take precautions like making sure that the motor's not binding it or anything. Earlier when Casey undone them bolts up there, where the hinge goes to the body, you can see this flex. So something's not right. And it was in the motor at that time. So, you got your half inch on you. What we're going to do is take the motor assembly You just take the 3 bolts out, drop it off in there. That way we take it right out of the equation. Loosen them, I'll shut it and try to push it forward.
I see it on the inside.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to do the ones on the glass because that one, I'm just really worried about it. Alright, Casey's going to loosen the ones on the inside, and I'm going to push on this. We're going to see if it'll move. It looks like the hatch itself may be warped. There's no body filler or anything like that in there. Could just be one of them things. Bad as I hate to say it, undo the shocks. Yeah, because they're going to hold me because I can't push like that. Okay? What happened?
Funny bone.
Was it funny?
No.
Was it humorous? I reckon y'all can see it. Yeah, y'all can see that difference down there. Of course, it's nowhere near the inch that it was, but it's still different. All right, after careful inspection, this is as far forward as the glass can go. And the reason being, in case you open and shut it while I watched it, and basically right up here where the glass meets the roof, when he opens and shuts it, there's like that much clearance. So we cannot go forward no more, or it'll bind itself up. So here's what we have come to the conclusion of. This piece here is put on improperly. What do you got to think, guys? This is an 87. Probably maybe it had a back window put on it. Maybe somebody put this on it. Who knows? What else you got holding that bad boy on?
Looks like
Now there are 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, these are holding
glass too.
glass too. But if we loosen all of these, I can see, hopefully y'all can see this okay, right here, where this slides in and out. If we loosen these, then we should be able to bump this down. And here's something else to give us that idea too. Look at your striker. Where it hits down in here, the shiny spot is right here at the back, which means it's extreme this way. We'll get all this stuff adjusted later. All right, I believe we figured this out. Whoever worked on this car back in the day, they put this on wrong. And here's the reason I say that. Okay, you see this right here, it comes through. That should be centered. It is not. See how off that is. Right here where the glass comes through. See how far down that is? That should be centered. So this whole plate needs to move down in order for this to move down and line up. And of course we're going to have to take the shocks loose because they're holding pressure against everything. So that's what we're fixing to do. Wish us luck. Well, I need to call me a customer and see what he wants us to do with this, because this is going to be a little bit time consuming, a little bit nerve wracking because we don't want to break a window. But it is what it is. That's why they call it work. Well, y'all, I think we're going to call it for this video. It's gotten out there pretty long. We've been working on this thing for 2 weeks. And actually, I was hoping to have it done in 2 weeks. But things happened. We had issues, mainly that spoiler. That really throwed us back. Going to have to do a lot more work to get that thing to accept and hold the paint properly. I think it was because it didn't have a gel coat on it. I'm no fiberglass super expert, but that's what I think. It seems like it just keeps soaking that paint up. And I put the epoxy primer sealer on it, but it just seemed like it soaked it up, apparently. But I will deal with that. And like I just said a few seconds ago, I'm fixing to call the customer and discuss this hatch with him. I'm sure he wants this thing fixed and fixed properly. So we'll be getting into that tomorrow and next week some, as well as a few other spots that we need to get on the vehicle and get that hood done, and then back to that spoiler. But, like I say, let's wrap this one up for this week. I'm sure y'all would enjoy a video, and I'm sure the owner would enjoy seeing a video where we're at so far on it as well. Well, everyone, I appreciate you watching. Hopefully you're enjoying the Trans Am work that we're doing. I know, except for the spoiler, we're enjoying it as well. If you would, throw us down some comments. If you're able, hit us up on the super thanks below. And please like, share, and subscribe. Again, appreciate it much. Until the next one, we hope that everyone has a fantastic day.